This is a WKYT podcast.
Touchdown, Kentucky! Touchdown, Kentucky! 10-5, touchdown, Kentucky! He's going to go for 6, touchdown, Kentucky!
We heard it a lot last year, and we're ready to hear it again. Touchdown, Kentucky. Hello, everybody, and welcome into the first edition of Big Blue Nation TV. This is your one-stop program for all things UK sports.
Yeah, and each week we will get you up to date on what's happening in the Wildcat sports. And, of course, today we're talking football. Lots of football.
Lots and lots of football. We love it. Mark Stoops and the Wildcats are coming off one of the best seasons in UK history. Our own Jeff Pecoro had a chance to sit down and talk with the head coach about this year's team, including Terry Wilson, about to begin his second season as Kentucky's triggerman.
Well, I think it's a really big step for us, to have a guy come back and be a starter for the entire season, have the opportunity to win 10 games, win a big bowl game. It gives you a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence heading into year two. Terry heads into his junior year. He's much more comfortable. He's worked really hard fundamentally. Coach Henshaw and him have really worked hard through last spring and through camp to fundamentally get better. Conceptually, he understands things much better. You could see he's much more comfortable back there making quicker decisions, and we're working hard to become better around him, so I'm excited.
You've got some options back there at running back. You've got hammers. You got guys that can turn the corner. You're really deep at running back.
Yeah, we feel good. We feel like we have some options there. First is AJ. He's been around here for a long time. He's been putting in the work. He did a good job for us a year ago, filling in for Benny when needed. And the nice thing about AJ is he's got some breakaway speed. He's a big, strong guy, but he's also got some elusiveness to him, and he's got top-end speed that could break it away once he gets into that third level. And then this Cavassier Smoke and Chris Rodriguez are guys that we're very high on.
Josh's story of coming here and becoming one of the great players in the history of the school, how much did that help Kentucky's brand nationally? Well,
I think it does nothing but help. The great story about Josh Allen in the way he evolved is not only on the field. I think everybody sees that physical transformation and the way he changed. But to me, to see all the way he changed behind the scenes was just as remarkable. I had the opportunity to go with him to all the national award ceremonies, and he was the consensus National Defensive Player of the Year, one of the most decorated players ever to play at the University of Kentucky. But was the most fun for me to watch was to see the way people looked at him and talked to him and admired him throughout the national scene, even through the draft, because Josh really became the guy, not just because of the way he played physically, but because of the type of person he was, because of the type of leader, the way he carried himself, the way he was genuinely happy for all his friends. If somebody was picked ahead of him in the NFL draft, he was genuinely happy for them instead of just worrying about himself. And that's hard not to like. He's a remarkable young man, and he did a fantastic job for us on the field, but off the field, he had a great impact that will be felt around here for a long time.
I just love the confidence that Mark Stoops talks with now. Arriving 7 years ago in Lexington, I think a lot of the fans hoped that Stoops would be able to get this program to this level that we are at now, to where you've got guys going in the first round of the draft. You've got the recruiting to the level that it is now. Mark Stoops really has the program running.
It's remarkable, and you think about what he's been able to get done from the recruiting side of things. Not an easy job. I mean, you think about that's a job that never ends. So to be able to recruit for next man up, you don't replace a Josh Allen, right? I mean, but to be able to recruit like that has really been something else. So love him, and looking forward to what year 7 will hold for him, sure. Well, coming up next, former Wildcat Jeremy Jarman will join us on this edition of BBNTV. That's right here on the UK Sports Network.
Central Bank Big Blue Nation TV is sponsored by Central Bank and by Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kentucky Select Chevy Dealers, Kroger, and by Papa John's.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it. You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local and put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
When you're ordering groceries, you want the freshest, most delicious choices around. Whether it's for a quick and easy weekday meal or a sensational Sunday celebration, we get you. And we've got that. And now you can get home delivery in as fast as 1 hour or enjoy same-day pickup at the store. Either way, we think you're really gonna like how easy it is. See you online.
It's a good day to be alive.
This week's play of the game is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Going to field it at his own 41. Hit straight ahead across the 50, across the 45, across the 40, coming near side. 35 needs a block. Gets outside at the 20. He's going to the house. 10-5. Touchdown, Kentucky.
Plays like that one landed Lynn Bowden on the preseason coach's All-SEC team. In fact, Bowden was named as a receiver, a return man, and an all-purpose player. Senior offensive guard Logan Stenberg also named to the coach's second team offense. And his teammate on the O-line, junior center Drake Jackson, made the third team. Both blockers. Big reasons why Benny Snell broke UK's all-time rushing record in just 3 seasons.
Not bad. Lynn Bowden last year showed just how vital he is to the Kentucky attack. He popped up in our UK healthcare highlights all year long and will probably be there again this season. The effect that he had on his team really came as no surprise to the Wildcat coaches.
It wasn't just off his talent. It was off of his paying attention to details. Because when he runs a route the way we talk about it, I don't think there's anybody in the country can cover it.
Wilson with a play fake. One lands a time. He is throwing deep. Bowden's out there. Got it! Touchdown! Kentucky!
Lynn got better and better each week. Lynn got better and better each week during the spring. He's gotten better and better each week during the summer. And if he continues to do that, then the sky's the limit for him, and he'll have an opportunity to go chase the dreams he's always had of playing at the next level.
But this is how I feel. With God with us, who could be against us? You know what I mean?
He has that alpha dog in him where he's going to want to make plays. He's going to be impactful on the field. But everybody's watching him off the field as well.
I really want to just be the biggest leader I can, you know, take some pressure off the coaches. And with my receivers, you know, I'm pushing them right now this whole summer. I think you guys will see during camp that we all been working very, very hard, you know, just to make the extra big plays, catch deep balls that we didn't catch last year. And I think we're going to explode this year.
So one guy who's excited about Bowden and what he can do this season is my radio partner on the UK Sports Network, Jeremy Jarman. Word. It's going to be great, right? Another great season.
Show me another great season.
But let's talk first of all about Lynn Bowden, because I love what he's doing on the field. No surprise to anybody about what he's capable of on the field, but I love his maturation and what he's been able to do off the field. He's really grown as a Wildcat.
He has. He's become a father. I think he's really growing into that role. You see him maturing a lot like Josh, you know, and some other players who've come into college and, you know, and have become fathers in this. And I think with that, I think he's really impressed the staff with that development. You see Mark Stoops this week, he alluded to the fact that he's going to have maybe an even more expanded role because he's earned that with the things that he's done off the field, obviously the things that he's done on the field. He's done everything that the athletic department, that the staff has asked of him. Wouldn't surprise me seeing behind center this year. I think that, he alluded to that, returning kicks. He's going to be a jack of all trades for us. I'm excited for him.
Guy like that, sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Jeremy, you talked about he might have many roles on the football team, but he's also going to be the face of this program. Last year, when people thought about Kentucky on the outside, they thought about Josh Allen. They thought about Benny Snell. But in many ways, Lynn Bowden is now the face of the program. Is he ready for that?
I think he is, and I think that's the reason why you're going to see the staff elevate him this year with giving him a lot of opportunities to really showcase his skill set. If you ask me, they're really giving him an opportunity to prepare for possibly a Heisman-like season performance. That's what you see a staff do when they have a guy who's done things, has the right way, has had buy-in into the program, and obviously is an immense talent.
I don't think we can stress it enough. We've talked about it for a year now about player development. This kid's going to fall right in line with all that as well, too. Player development, huge.
Absolutely, player development. I think the difference between Lynn and some of the other guys is Lynn was a legend coming in the UK. There were high school coaches when he was coming out that said that he was possibly the best player that they had seen in the state of Ohio in 30 years. I mean, these are from legendary high school coaches. So he's basically just kind of coming into that legend now, and hopefully he has an amazing season.
Certainly looking forward to seeing what he can do. All right, stay with us because coming up, more wisdom from Jeremy Jarman.
He'll tell us about the players who excelled in the spring game and which ones might be sitting on a big season this year. That's coming up next on BBNTV.
For official coverage of the Cats, including live game audio and exclusive video content, download the official UK Athletics app from iTunes or Google Play today.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau.
My Farm Bureau.
Kentucky Farm Bureau. Big on commitment.
When you're ordering groceries, you want the freshest, most delicious choices around. Whether it's for a quick and easy weekday meal or a sensational Sunday celebration, we get you. And we've got that. And now you can get home delivery in as fast as 1 hour or enjoy same-day pickup at the store. Either way, we think you're really gonna like how easy it is. See you online.
It's a good day to be alive.
Tune in to the UK Healthcare Mark Stoops radio show every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. Followed by the all-new Big Blue Nation radio show from 7 to 8 on the UK Sports Network.
Big Blue Nation got to look at the future. Back in the spring as the Cats lined up minus Benny Snell and Josh Allen and, oh, by the way, their entire defensive backfield.
Yeah, but there was a lot to like, including some wide-open offense in the opening minutes, maybe a sign of things to come this season. Jeremy Jarman of the UK Radio Network here with us right here in studio. And what did you like, thinking back all the way to that spring game? What stood out to you in the spring game for the Wildcats?
Bryce Oliver, his performance, he seemed like a player that the coaching staff, they're ready to see if he can carry some of the load. They're ready for some, a little bit more progress at the position. Eddie Graham made it very clear that there's a sense of urgency there. Especially with the loss of Isaiah Epps. Obviously that's a big loss. But Bryce Oliver, Josh Ali, I think you're going to see big years out of them this year. Really going to be important to get them the ball, to be able to complement Lynn, take some of that pressure off of him. Look at the tight ends. Our tight ends, Riggs and Upshaw, both of those guys, just big, massive targets. If Terry, he's going to be able to put the ball high for these guys, be able to go and get it at its highest point. Upshaw was a good high school basketball player. He was a big man, so he's got those soft hands where, hopefully we'll see him pulling down some more of those nice one-handed catches like he had in the spring game. So, those guys. But I think, the monster in the room is the running back group. Obviously losing, possibly the best running back in school history. It's a three-headed monster this year. I think talking with Grant, he's made it very clear that between Rose, Smoke, and Rodriguez, they all come into the season with different running styles, but he says they can all catch the football. Really expect to see them really carry that weight. hopefully between them, we're somewhere over 1,500 yards rushing, maybe over 500 yards receiving between them as well. And I think that really complements Terry and puts us in a good spot.
And it seems like we will see all three of those guys get the ball in their hands this year.
Oh, without a doubt. You saw that. The problem is there's only one ball. I think these guys.
that is a problem.
There's only one ball, but I mean, these guys are all explosive. They're all really good football players. I think our fans are in for a treat because their styles are just so different. It's a fun group. AJ Rose, he is going to take a step forward this season. He is super explosive coming back this year. He's ready.
Yeah, these guys are ready. No doubt about that. They'll be fun to watch. All right, we'll keep it right here on BBNTV. Plenty more coming up. We'll hear from the top cat, Mitch Barnhart, who joins us next to talk about some football on the UK Sports Network.
Look at all that meat. This meat, that meat. Is that more meat? Wait, is that sheep? Nope. Yeah, it's meat. Try a large Meats or Works pizza for just $12. Only at Papa John's.
I'm looking at that truck. Wow.
That's awesome.
This Labor Day, everyone's excited about Chevrolet.
Oh, wow.
They're all really cool cars.
Woo, I love it. I can't stop staring at it.
Ride out the summer in a new Chevrolet this Labor Day.
Wow.
It's time to upgrade. Get 0% financing for 72 months plus $2,000 on all 2019 Silverado double cab pickups. And during the Labor Day sales event, make no monthly payments for 90 days. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Look at all that meat. This meat, that meat. Is that more meat? Wait, is that sheep? Nope. Yeah, it's meat. Try a large Meats or Works pizza for just $12. Only at Papa John's.
UK Sports and Campus Marketing would like to thank our official Cornerstone partners, Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics, and Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Welcome back into BBNTV. We're joined now by UK Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart. Thank you for joining us on our new show with our new set. We're glad to have you.
It's good to be with you guys.
Well, let's first of all talk about football right out of the gate here. Hard to believe football season is here, but coming off an incredible season last year and a lot of expectations for this year. So how excited are you to finally get this going?
It just seemed like we weren't in Orlando that long ago.
Sure.
And then, as we said before we came on the air, the summers get a little compressed, and all of a sudden we've got teams that are competing in June, and we're welcoming a new set of freshmen to our campus, and the guys have had a chance to work out all spring and summer long. And then you get the newcomers, and all of a sudden you look and it's August 1st and you're ready to go, and it's really great. Obviously, I was thrilled with all the people that were in Orlando. It would be really important for us to carry that momentum going forward. But it's nice to get going again and start playing games.
Now, earlier this week, you announced a change in Mark Stoops' contract. Kind of talk about what led to that decision.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while. And Mark had some automatic things that occurred in his contract last year when we won the Citrus Bowl and when he got to 10 wins. And so the things that automatically occurred. And then there's some things we just said, as we look at it structurally, how do we want this to look going forward, and what do we want it to be? And so we made some changes. Both Mark and I thought it was a good idea to do that and work through some of the details and got to a different spot. We want him to be here long term. This is a place we've done a good job, I think, of creating destination spots for our coaches. If you look of our 16 head coaches, 10 of them have been at Kentucky for longer than 6 years. Wow. And so in that world of college athletics, that's unusual.
Sure.
And we've got a few of them that have been there longer than 10 years. Well, this is entering Mark's 7th year here at Kentucky, and that's, frankly, on one hand, really hard to believe. On the other hand, it's important, and stability, we think, is what matters in the world of college athletics.
What is Coach Stoops showing you now that you saw in him really early on when you hired him? Hard to believe it was 7 years ago. You're right.
Yeah, I think there's a variety of things. Number one, we always knew that Mark was a diligent recruiter. He was going to recruit really hard, and he came in with a plan that said, this is where we're going to go to recruit. And one of those things was north. We're going to bring some young folks from up in the other conferences and bring them to the Southeastern Conference. And we felt like that played well for us. And then number two, we wanted a tough football team. And I think we finally got to a spot, not finally, but we got to a spot where our team has that hard blue-collar mindset that says, we're not flashing around, we're not doing stuff that's gimmicky. It is built to last. And so that was important to us to be able to put that kind of a team out there, and we've got a defense that sort of looks like an SEC defense. Now, we lost some people on that defense.
Sure.
So we've got a lot of work to do to replace Josh Allen in our defensive backfield. But the good news is we've redshirted over time, and we've built some depth up. And so I think our front seven on defense is pretty good. But you've got to be consistent on that side of the ball to be able to win in this league. And you've got to be able to get a stop on third down. And you've got to be able to rush the ball on third down on offense. And we're starting to build that mindset into our team, and that's what Mark promised.
We'll have more with Mitch Barnhart in the coming weeks. Up next, we'll sneak a peek at Kentucky's opponent in Game 1, a high-powered Toledo team. Stay with us on the UK Sports Network.
For complete coverage of the Cats, like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and on Twitter.
The way Bill sees it, a car is not just for getting from point A to point B. For Bill, his car is a reflection of his personality, his style, his values. That's why he has Kentucky Farm Bureau take care of his insurance. Because we're not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau, we're Bill's pride and joy Farm Bureau.
My Farm Bureau.
Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Direct from Broadway to the Opera House stage, say oh yes to Broadway Live's new season of blockbuster hits. Beautiful, the Carole King musical, the SpongeBob musical, Fiddler on the Roof, An American in Paris, and Bandstand. Plus Variety Live add-ons, Concert with the Stars, Dinosaur World Live, and a Whitney Houston tribute, The Greatest Love of All. Single shows on sale September 9th. For tickets, 233-3535 or visit LexingtonOperaHouse.com.
When you're out recruiting, a phone call doesn't always cut it.
You have to be there face to face.
It's the same with banking. That's why I chose Central Bank.
At Central Bank, it's easy to stay connected with online and mobile banking. But when you need someone to talk to or a quick decision made, we're right here with the products and personal service to help guide you toward your financial goals.
Think local.
Grow local. Bank local. And put Central Bank's local advantage to work for you.
Tune in to Don Franklin Auto Countdown to Kickoff with Christy Thomas, Dusty Bonner, and Jeremy Jarman for complete game day coverage of Kentucky football, starting each Saturday 2 hours prior to kickoff.
I'm the best cook on the team. I'm telling you, the best cook on the team. No cap. Everybody know it. The best cook on the team.
What are we cooking? What's your specialty?
Anything.
Anything.
Rice. Hold on.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm the grill master for sure. I'm the best person on the grill. They know, and it's a fact. And it's a fact. I had to help them. Let me show you.
So are we having the people up?
I'm the best cook on the. You see this steak?
Yeah.
The butter. Oh, here we go. So that what we doing? We showing pics of what we cook. Now we gotta get right. Y'all see this? Who making this on the team?
Hold on, I gotta find this. Where's this video?
Stop playing.
Let me see.
You see that? Stop playing.
Man, he just
You see that sizzle coming off of there?
I didn't see the sizzle.
On the team got no sizzle like you see that? You want that in a 5-star restaurant, right?
You put straight parsley in there.
Me.
He didn't put no seasoning, straight parsley, so it looked good.
Nobody got sizzle like that. I'm eating at the D-Line house. I'm just trying to tell you right now, Calvin, I'm over. I'm coming over.
I got to tell you, I'm hungry right now.
Yeah, well, all right. So, Jarman, it's Kentucky and Toledo coming up at Kroger Field. What are we going to expect from the Rockets?
Yeah, we're going to expect Mitch Gordani to come in, and he's going to try and pick up where he left off before he got hurt last year, before he got a concussion, before he broke his collarbone. He was very effective in their offense, a really good play caller, signal caller. Unfortunately for them, they lost 3 wide receivers to the NFL. So they got some inexperience trying to fill in those gaps with Phillips and also Lewis. Reggie Gilliam at the tight end position, really like him. He might be the best special teams player in the country.
Right.
I mean, in his career, 6 block punts.
Big.
That is big. Somebody needs to be blocking him. Also, their backfield. Bryant Koback, former UK signee, was here. He's a big, strong back, 4 yards after contact. Shaquille Seymour, he's a change of direction guy, really good at catching the ball out of the backfield, but they're inexperienced.
And then on defense, they're strong where maybe Kentucky is weak. That secondary for Toledo is where their strength is.
Right, that is where their strength is. They got a captain there also on the defensive line. They're a good, solid defense. they have some good depth. That's one of the things that they really talk about. They're going to need that depth this weekend, because I can assure you that our big bodies, we're going to be on them this weekend, and we're going to wear them down. I expect to see them rotating through a lot of players. I just don't think they have enough manpower to be able to keep up with our offense this year.
Should be a fun season, though, right? Let's go.
It's going to be a fun season. It's going to be a fun game day.
And you need to be listening to us on the radio to count you down, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you, Jarman, for being here. We appreciate it. We hope you've enjoyed the very first edition of Big Blue Nation TV. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, with more news on UK sports. For my teammates, Lee K. Howard, and of course, Jeremy Jarman, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time at Kroger Field.
Central Bank Big Blue Nation TV was sponsored by Central Bank and by Coca-Cola, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Kentucky Select Chevy Dealers, Kroger, and by Papa John's. Be sure to catch the UK Healthcare Mark Stoops radio show every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on the UK Sports Network.